a weather API. So you're going to connect to an external API, and users can reach your API that fetches data from an external weather API, and then you return that data. You can make some transformations. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Actually, to connect to the API, I'm going to share with you also the API key, because in order to save some time so you don't have to register on the platform, I do that for you. So,
Nice.
meanwhile, you can start reading, and if you have any questions, let me know. Also,
Okay.
if you could share your screen. Nice.
I'll start here then. Check. So
I share the API key with you on the DM on Zoom.
nice. I'll try to not exploit that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit hard.
Yeah, having some issues already. Sharing screen. Okay, so I think I'll start creating the boilerplate for the API using a well-known framework. What do you think about it? I think it's okay to
It's nice.
start.
What framework are you gonna use?
I was thinking to use Elysia from that runs behind Bun, just a JavaScript interpreter like Node.js. So I think will be a good one to start quickly the project. There is a quick command line here that generates the code for me. I think I just remove from the app, put on the source here, doing the replace. Man, sorry, I lost the readme. Let me copy again. Okay. So here we have the source code. If we start the application by running bun run, it will start a HTTP server running on port 3000. I think we're good to start by creating the features. Just let me check the constraint first. I don't have to keep the user. The data source is this API. Okay. I think I'll start by points. Like for this one first, the user can search for the weather in a specific city. Let me check how is this API. There's support
Yeah,
already for this.
there's some documentation.
So I need to check by specific city. Let me try to search here. Oh, there's the API call for city name, which it seems pretty okay. Basically passing the city name and also the key. I think I will start testing on the browser before, just to understand how the API behaves.
Yeah, sure.
Uh,
Don't worry if you leak the API key, there's no problem.
okay.
Because I'm gonna disable that API key later on, and I don't think anyone's here gonna sabotage us. So feel free to don't worry if you leak the API key, that's not a problem.
Okay, nice. So just gonna remove here the API. Let's see how it's Curitiba, like we were saying before. Oh, nice. It's returning data. Let's prettify this. So we have here the contract. So basically, for this search, I'm already able to use that at hand, but I think can start implementing this on the web server that I just created here. I think for this specific challenge, I will create the routing line here to save time, so don't have to create like many files and start splitting code, but I think it would be nice to do this in the future. So I think a good route for this, we can basically reuse what they already have, like weather, the weather resource here, or maybe weathers on the plural, that will return something. For now, just say city, just to test if it's working. I have a HTTP client here. Let me remove here and try to hit my new resource. Weather, man, weathers, not found. Oh, I think I'll just restart here. Yeah, so it's hitting this resource here. I think now it will be good to implement the API client that will hit this API here. I think I'm gonna be creating a new folder. I don't know, for now, services, or where I will store some.
I think by using a template. Yeah, so I'm gonna go to the feedback part here, okay?
Let me stop screen sharing.
Yeah. So I have some good points, like props to you, and some points to improve, and maybe some possible questions. Actually, let me start with the questions. Are there any other ways you could think you could implement this API? Are there any trade-offs? Like, are there any regrets or anything you would do differently?
Let me share my screen again with the code.
Yeah, sure.
Um, I think I waste a little bit of time trying to type the query here, so this consumed me like 2 minutes, I think. But I kind of like it the way that I built, using static fields for fields that's not going to change. Maybe I could improve this in the future, but I think for the test, I try to explain why I took this route, but not sure if I could improve something here. I try to be very fast coding, trying to make things simple also.
Yeah, cool. That's really nice. Do you think there are any potential safety issues in your app? Like, it's of course in a such a short term, you don't think too much about safety, but do you think there's anything related to safety that um you could immediately see?
Yes, I hard coded the API key here, maybe using a process.env to get the API value from the machine that I'm going to be using will be the best way. I just hard coded here for uh, faster coding experience.
Nice. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Um, yeah, I was gonna ask about scalability things, but yeah, we well, of course we didn't have too much time to talk about scalability. So, are there any things you could change to make the app more scalable? I don't know, any parallelism or something. What are your thoughts on it?
Mm, I think for the Node.js app, um, I don't think there will actually much. Maybe add a rate limit here on the weather's endpoint to prevent like multiple requests, like a spam request for now. This is the only thing that I can think for now.
Cool, pretty nice. Um, Yeah, I think these were my questions. Now, some of the good points and some points to improve. I think some of them you noticed, some of them not, but I'm gonna say them here, so you can improve in the future interviews. So I think one good thing you did was using templates. That saves a lot of time. If you had to code some things from scratch, yeah, it would take a lot more time, and it would basically fight the language and not do much uh, productive. So that's really good. I think especially in the beginning, you read the documentation really quickly. I think you used the control F to help you in your favor. And I think especially in the beginning. In the middle, you got a little bit lost with the Celsius and Kelvin, the units thing.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, like you did a really quick search, and I was actually expecting in the beginning, because the API, it also expects latitude and longitude. And there's another API call where you, given a location, it gives you the latitude and longitude, and then you would pass that latitude and longitude to get the weather data. But you actually found the query option in, like, which is built in into the weather API call itself. So you actually skipped the step there, and that was really good because of uh, your documentation readability skills. So that was really good. And now some points to improve. I think if you paid a little bit more attention to details, I know it's a very you have a lot of pressure on you in these kind of environments, and it's very easy to miss details. But there were some steps that were like, no, you're missing the async, but I cannot tell you. Like you were missing the async on the axios.get. You were missing brackets on the on some point, like you were calling new something and just with the parentheses, and you forgot the brackets.
Yeah.
So there was some tiny details that if I think if you didn't have as much pressure, you would have noticed immediately. Um, but like, of course, when you're under pressure, it's very easy to get you, and then you lose a couple of minutes, right?